When the flood came to the villages of Columbia in 2013, Kilembe in 2014 in Kasese in western Uganda, it created chaos and destruction. It swept everything in its path, leaving a society in despair. Bridges, houses collapsed, and 11 people died. The Red Cross played a crucial role in the disaster work. One of the victims in the mining town of Kilembe is Mumbere, who lost his house that was razed to the ground. He also lost his brother, who died in the disaster.
So it's like completely gone. Even the foundation is gone?
All, you can't even know that people used to stay there. You can't see for yourself. Can you expect that people are staying here?
No.
You can't expect. The foundation is gone, the buildings are swept away, so it is a disaster.
It was not just material things that were destroyed. Many children were forced to leave school after the flood.
And from which ages?
We used to have 700.
700?
But now the number has moved down to 500 because they have no homes where to stay. Most of the homes where they were staying, they were swept away.
As usual, it is the humans who created the potential for flooding. Out of ignorance, they destroyed nature. First, the mining company changed the direction of the river and filled it with stones, and in that way created less space for the water in the river. Then the locals have for a long time dug and cultivated on the riverbank and made it weaker. The third reason is the felling of trees on the mountainsides. Trees that bind the soil and prevent dirt and rocks from sweeping along when the rains come. There are mistakes that hit the already battered people who are now struggling to regain courage.
They are still traumatized actually, because they think again this May that is coming is likely to come, because although government is trying, but has not done enough to train the river. So we still have some fears that actually when it comes again to overflooding through the people again. Yeah.
It is not only the valley people who are affected by the floods. Many lives on the mountain slopes have also been severely affected by the disaster.
This is one of the biggest landslides in this village, Nyandiko. And it happened here. It has happened 2 times. It happened in 1970, and the whole of this part was taken away in 1970. And we had a crack up. You can see this is a crack. This is a crack. And it means that time will come, the whole of this part will be taken away because of this crack. When they're expanding, then you'll find that this part will be taken away. Here, the trees and coffee were washed away. They all went down. They're just a part of the trees or of the coffee trees which remained here. And really, the owner of this landslide, his income generating activity mainly was coffee, and it had to reduce because most of the coffee was washed away. He lacked enough capital, enough resources, and he had to mobilize. Even family members had to help him just to get some food to eat, because all the foods which were here were taken away.
We have very many problems. One of them is too much rainfall that almost causes this landslide to take place. We have no resources. We only depend on one cash crop, and when it is taken away by landslide, we fail what to do. So we are crying for help. No help. What we earn on is to dig and get what to survive on. And when it is taken away by landslide, we can't get any food to eat.
Bira lost a large part of the harvest when the ground collapsed, and now she has nowhere to cultivate any longer. She must think in a new way.
Nke vyan ngobuwa tichenge sanda na magulere eshamba nene shambu no byanga na bikangwa tiche.
She wants sisters so that can start a project of piggery and goats, because the whole of this part is now fertile. You cannot plant there more crops. You want to start a project for piggery and goats.
Naryo kandi ne nyumba yiyi singa wete muro yine ngatekeribu ndinge himba ngekola mabati neryo mwene wosimu agenda chetwika omwanangi ngane monoga.
There are many here who feel hopeless about the situation and would prefer to move to another region and restart there.
That she wants sisters in form of money so that can buy another land, another place.
What would you like to do on that land?
But we can't do a colloquy.
So ngazanga hera ko bunga byanga hirira kwachi okuhangikera hani ingaba hera okuhangikera avekedo matokes momwani.
What is required to create sustainable society that is resistant against this type of disaster and all it creates? What can the Red Cross contribute? As usual, it is the victims who can point out parts of the solution.
You want the non-government organization to help us in giving us trees. We plant in these landslides such that when they grow, our soil should not be taken away.
Amenaye ninje uziri chachimo. Tukera hali kwa hosi. Tukanze hosi ya hakuhi. Omachipendi mwakuhi. Nuko mundu amalolo macheru nanganati tuko hosi ko hakuhi. Yerahale so angatokeria ndo katebetayo. Tukanze hosi yo machipendi mwakuhi.
From the responses we receive, we understand that it's not just avoiding disasters, but also to make people less vulnerable if problems arise.
Red Cross has a number of things they can do. Currently, we want a safer community, a resilient community, whereby communities can manage their affairs, can manage their own risks, can be able to plan and address the issues that pertain them. So Uganda Red Cross, we support the community in the sense that we work with them to identify their risks, to identify the hazards within the area, and then according to that, we do the planning.
One thing the Red Cross wants to tackle is planting trees to prevent future landslides.
We need to be very careful about what species of the trees we put in there, because it must be adaptable to the environment, it must be acceptable to the people. And what we think that most of it must be agroforestry, planting crops, planting fruit trees in addition to species that can help them to get wood, to get firewood and timber.
If nothing is done now, the next rain season will bring another disaster.